everything is still good. I'm actually working on not even knowing how I actually look on camera, because my camera is facing the back. I'm recording on my phone. I'm trying not to move a lot, because I know that my when I move a lot, my speaker kind of releases a sound, which it's really annoying. Guys, I hope everything is looking good, because I'm not even seeing Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is SihleSobzoff, if you don't already know. And this is Wednesday with the girls, whereby I'll be speaking to you guys about something that has interested me during this week. Now, something really tragic happened on Sunday morning. We found out that, well, the world found out that AKA's girlfriend, AKA's girlfriend passed away. She committed suicide. It's really something that is, it really shows you that we really need to check up on our loved ones, because sometimes really the happiest people really are the saddest people. So it's really a wake-up call, and just, I feel as a society, something that should really wake us up, that we really need to bring back ubuntu, I strongly feel, because it's something that we've forgotten over the years, and we've just decided to westernize everything, you know. The thing of, no, I'm not gonna help umeza with swegile because why should I? You know, I've got my own problems at home. Whereby, as African people, this is not the way that we were raised. So I really feel like Ubuntu should really come back. You know, check on umeza, you know, go and visit. Molo meili unjan, how are you doing? Conversate, you know. Sometimes it's the smallest things that actually really help. So it's just really something. And it's so funny, because a while back I was actually having this conversation with a friend of mine, and he was saying that as Africans, we've really forgotten ubuntu, and this is something that we should be proud of as Africans, you know. So it's just, yeah, food for thought. It's really been a hectic week, and we've got so much unpacking to do, you know. We've got, as people, we've got so much unpacking that we need to do, that today's topic is actually something that really falls in with the society, and how I feel society has really become so ruined because of social media, because of social networks, and just the cyberspace has just become a place that has been so toxic to people. So I just decided, you know what, I want to let it out of me. I want to speak about it, so that, you know, it could help someone else out there. And basically today we're going to be speaking about trolls. We're going to be speaking about woman haters. We're going to be speaking about a couple of things, you know, that we really, I feel, as a society should try to unpack and also unlearn. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is SihleSobzoff. I'm also active on, not that active actually, on Twitter, which I am SihleSobzoff also. Also, if you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do subscribe, because I really do appreciate the subscription. Trolls, woman haters, where does it all come from, and why do we do it? So this has been a thing that we women have been taught since growing up, that you need to be the better woman. And it's just been a thing that we've been taught growing up, that women just need to be in competition. And I really hate that, you know, because it's something that's introduced to us, it's a sebangling, and we just grow up with, and that in every aspect that we find ourselves in, we find ourselves competing, and sometimes you don't even notice that you're competing with other people around you. You just, what's the reason, you know? And there's just so many topics that we can touch on, but then today I'm actually going to touch on about 4 topics. This is fat woman, this is skinny woman, and this is dark-skinned woman, this is light-skinned woman that we're going to be talking about. And we're also going to be branching into stretch marks and pregnancy, which is actually makes it about 6 topics, which is fat woman, skinny woman, dark woman, light-skinned woman, stretch marks and pregnancy. 6 topics, yes. So it's gonna be quite a lot, but it's just something that I felt that I really needed to put out there, because there's still a young generation that's growing up, and I really want them to really be the change that we seek so much. So basically, if anyone is offended by me saying the word thick, fat, please don't be offended, but this is really just to inform or to maybe unpack and to also see it in a different light, how people address a certain type of specific group of people. So growing up, I don't think it was something that was introduced to me specifically, of seeing or maybe comparing someone that is thick to me, but I did see it around in my neighborhood and wherever I would see it happening, and I really never really thought about it until I got to varsity, and I had a friend that was a bit thick, and she would tell me about how she felt about certain things, and that's only when did it occur to me that, oh my gosh, this actually is something that's happening, you know. But all the years, it never really was something that I felt I should be in competition with other women that were dressed as this before. So I feel that we've been programmed into thinking that people that are thick are big, unhealthy, they unsexy. It's just something that we've been taught to think, and this is so common ever since media made it seem as though a specific sort of thick is more sexier, and it just became over the years something that was just planted into our minds that I think at some point it just burst, you know. I remember the period whereby Thick Leonce came out and she was like, you know what, I'm actually beautiful, and there was someone who actually trolled her and said that she's not his type, and she was like, you're also not my type, you know. And I just feel that we really don't know what is going on that person's mind, you know, or what's happening in their life that they are faced with whatever they're going through. For example, we always hear things from men like, yo, now never date a fat woman because she's ugly, and how is she gonna look next to me, or you know, things like that. And it's just really people that are naive. I just don't consider you awufundanga, basically. Awuzifundisi into ezenzekayo around you, basically, when you say that to me, because when you see a big woman, it doesn't necessarily mean that she's eating a lot of food, she's unhealthy, she's whatever. We actually find that sometimes a person that is actually bigger than you might actually be much more fit than you. And what I feel we need to open ourselves more to is that, what if this person has a sickness that she's dealing with? What if this person is genetically big boned? What if this person is actually healthy? What if this person is actually fit? And what if this person actually prefers herself like that? She eats healthy, she works out, but she just prefers herself to be like that, you know? She's happy with the way that she is. But now you come in and say, you are Asana, you need to lose weight. It's just something that I really feel that we need to, as a community, really open our minds to. When a friend of yours is coming to you and saying, you are Asana, uzibani akasatyebe, you are akatyena kakuhle man, wakafuna ujima, you are kena ubona nasejimini man lowana. It's just something that I feel that we need to be like, but have you thought that maybe she's dealing with this and this and this and this and this, or maybe this is because that and that she's like that? Open up those conversations so that we can actually open up a new generation to thinking differently. this is not the only specific group that deals with trolling. We also have skinny women, which has actually now lately become something that people are actually speaking up about, because we have actually been pushed down for quite a long time, that people have come to say, she's skinny, what does she have to say about anything about weight issues? No, sorry, you cannot participate in that. You know nothing about weight issues. Please take several sits down. And we also will have guys actually shaming women by saying, oh no, she's too bony for me, I could never do that. Oh no, she's too skinny, she's not pretty. Oh no, she's just ugly, she's unhealthy, she's probably anorexic. Sometimes maybe that person is anorexic, but that's also another topic. I don't think anyone should feel they have any place to say a person is fat or a person is thin. I really don't think anyone has any business speaking about that person, because we really don't know what people are going through, guys, you know. Because for many years people were like, no, skinny women cannot partake in weight issues, where actually they should also be, you know. Because just because a person is thin doesn't mean that they fit. It doesn't mean that they're confident. It doesn't mean that they are sexy, they feel that they're sexy. No. I used to have a friend who for years was also, you know, thin or petite, and after a while she started gaining weight, you know, and then she now started getting shamed about her body. And there was this one time whereby she came to me and she was, you know, talking about how she feels about all these things that were being said to her. And I was like, yo, I understand what you're saying, hey. And she was like, no, but how can you understand, you're skinny? And I was like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, because I also get the same you know, and she was like, but no, that's not possible, you're skinny. And I at that time I didn't really know how to address it, because I didn't understand how she did not know how a thin person would feel, because she was once in that position. But what I've also come to know is that, okay, maybe she never really got what some skinny people do get, which is being called, oh, she's too skinny, oh, she probably can't fit in that, oh, clothes don't look good on her, or all these other things, man, you know. And what I'm trying to get to is that just because a person is skinny doesn't mean that they don't have their own problems that they're dealing with. Some people, you'll find that they have appetite issues. They cannot eat. They will maybe try to eat, but they just cannot get enough food. Diet is something that's quite... everyone has a diet. Thick people have a diet they need to follow. Skinny people have a diet that they need to follow. So it's actually it's something that is common to both parties. Weight issues is something that is both common. So you'll find that skinny people might also have a fast metabolism. They might also be sick. They might also have genetic that they're actually built to be the structure. So you'll find people saying, hey man, funa kutya man, uba uzogaina man weight, and they'll see you 5 years later and like, yo, awukatyebi. And you're like, this is so funny, because it's the same person that keeps on saying, usisibani bani utyebile, oh makakaluzi weight, and then now they're coming to me and saying, utyebe nini na, and you're like, well, what exactly do you want from me, you know? So both parties never seem to really be winning. So also, again, I challenge us to actually, when these situations come about, you be the person that says, have you actually ever thought that maybe Ubanbani is actually eating, but metabolism is actually quite fast, so that's why she's like this? Or have you ever thought, maybe she's just born to be this way? It's just conversations that I feel we should really be partaking in more often than gossip and just talking about people in a way that is just trolling, you know. It's just conversations that I want us to really open ourselves to. So recently I've also I think all of us actually have come across that, to know that I think actually all of us have actually seen this Black Lives Matter thing going around, which I'm actually really loving, and campaigns going around. And also what I've been seeing more of on social media is people being proud of their melanin. You know, for such a long time, people were taught that being dark-skinned is the worst thing that could ever happen to them. I also remember growing up, I was so scared of being dark-skinned, and I would, if I saw anything like a place on my face that got really dark, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I need to get lemon, I need to. And during that process, I actually messed up my face so much because I was trying so hard to be light. And I also think that kids nowadays also are facing the same things, because I found the other day, or a while back, a few years back, my child, I was speaking to her and she was like, well, I don't want to be dark skinned, I want to be light skinned. And I was like, why? And she was like, no, dark people are ugly. And I was like, where did you get that from? And she was like, no, I just feel that way. And you never really know where kids are picking this up from, you know. And I sat down with her and I was like, no, actually, people that are dark skinned are actually quite pretty. And I showed her a couple of pictures of people that were dark skinned and were really beautiful. And she was like, yeah, I said, but I just don't want to be dark skinned. And I was like, you know, you need to understand that you're an African person, and your skin is going to always be a bit more hyperpigmented or have more melanin than another person. So whether you get dark skinned or whether you still stay light skinned, you still are beautiful. Everyone is beautiful in their own shade and color. And I was so happy because my child used to go to the salon whereby they would play songs of people being proud of their thick hair, proud of their dark skin, and she started accepting herself, you know, and accepting that, okay, well, African people can be dark skinned and still look beautiful. And I'm so happy that, I'm just so sad that salon is actually not operating anymore, but hopefully one day it will come back. But it's just, if we open ourselves to more knowledge, we really find that there's so much to engage in and that is so positive, than always engaging in something that is so lazy and something that is so pathetic and is just so useless. Like, oh my gosh, she's dark skinned, like she probably is the most confident person in the room. So it's really just something that we need to actually open ourselves up to. And in the same line, I also want to talk about, you know, yellow bones and how they have this mentality of thinking that they're the most beautiful person on earth. And well, some may not actually feel that way. And it's just something that I would want that specific group of people to consider, and to also try to challenge their peers. Because sometimes you'll find that in a specific group, certain people are actually encouraging people lightening their skin, people wanting to be yellow bones, and you have so many after effects that are so unhealthy, you know. Like, for example, there's this what is it? It's hydroquinone that is illegal in South Africa, but it's found in so many things that are bleaching products in South Africa. And the after effects of that, you just look it up. Just look up what hydroquinone does to your skin. And I really just would love, you know, our sisters to actually really love their own skin, whether you're yellow bone, whether you're dark skinned. Just feel comfortable in what you are. And also, if you're not feeling comfortable, surround yourself with people that actually feel confident about the way that they look. You know, it's just a couple of things that I really think we should really be engaging also into. Finally, but not least, really getting there, recently there's this phenomenon that's been happening on Instagram that I've really been finding so interesting, and it's people embracing pregnant women and saying, oh my gosh, she's carrying that baby so well, she looks so good, I'm so proud of her, oh my word, 9 months girl, yeah. You know, everyone just feels so happy about pregnant women, but then the after effects of it and how people what people have to deal with. People then start judging you, and I was so happy that I saw another YouTuber. Her name is Pilela Godwana, and she actually spoke about this. She was so actually brave as to even show her post pregnancy tummy, which I have been so afraid to show for so many years and been so insecure about, that I'm still trying to also unlearn the things that I've faced with that tummy and all of that. But I was so proud of her when she actually came out with her picture and she showed who she is. I was so proud of her because, you know, society has a label on what beauty is. They don't really understand how wide beauty can be. Beauty can be any shape, form, or it can be anything. It just depends on the way that you look at it. But you can find beauty in everything in the world, actually, because I mean, we're all created by God, and I don't think God would be creating ugly things. I mean, hello, He's the Alpha and Omega. He's the perfection. So it's just the way that we human beings view things. So I remember a while back when I had my baby, my tummy got so huge and I really experienced stretch marks on my tummy, and I was just so uncomfortable with showing my body for such a long time. But luckily, a couple of years back, I met someone who was actually really didn't care about my tummy. And actually all of my exes never really cared about my tummy, now that I think about it. But no, some actually know, some. The playboys. There was a play guy that really, oh my god, girl, don't even. Okay, triggering. So he made me feel so comfortable in my body. He would kiss my stretch marks and he would just make me feel beautiful in them, and it did do something, you know. It made me feel a little bit confident about my stretch marks. But then sometimes in certain groups I wouldn't feel confident in showing that. I hope I don't have white line. So what happens with pregnancy is that there's so many things that we deal with when you're pregnant. Some people enjoy their pregnancy, some people don't. And some people enjoy the pregnancy, but then after pregnancy they get, I think, is it PTSD or PSTD? I think it's PTSD. Whereby the mother doesn't want to do anything with the baby, or the mother is just so depressed, and it's just a lot of mental issues that the mother deals with. And this is something that people that have not been pregnant would not know about, or if they have not done research or are not in spaces that allow them to know about this would know about, you know. And then here comes Joseph from so-and-so, or Samantha from so-and-so saying, oh my gosh, you just gave birth 3 weeks back, how come your belly is still so big? And you're like, shut up, you don't know what this girl is going through, you don't know what this woman is going through, and you're busy coming here on some lose that belly weight. She had a baby in her tummy for 9 months, stretched out. And then you want her in 2 weeks time to lose all of that. It's for some people it's possible, but for some it's not. It takes just as much time. For me, I still have the pouch. I'm still working on it, and okay, I don't work on it all the time, but I'm like, girl, whatever. I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. So what I'm working with. But some people really have that to deal with, and they still have this mental illness that they're still trying to cope with, and they still have to take care of the baby, and they still have to breastfeed, and they still have to clean the house, and they still have to take care of their husband, they still have to take care of themselves, you know. And then you worried about her tummy. I mean, guys, this is just things that we really need to open ourselves to. Women are their worst enemies. It starts with us. It starts with us when we're busy cooking in the kitchen and we're talking about so-and-so who has got troubles with the husband, or talking about so-and-so who's got troubles with the boyfriend, and it all starts with us. And I really think that as women, we need to really start doing better for each other, because when we start standing up and being there for each other, men can't really sip into those places that they can come in and say negative things about us, and then it actually becomes a bigger thing. If they find us solid, they can really not break through to us, because we're already like, no, don't speak so and so about my girl. Some people do it, but then the majority doesn't. So if we really engage in these conversations that are really upbuilding and really make every woman beautiful in their own way, you'll find that society will really start changing. And this is what I really want for the generation that is coming up to really engage themselves in. You know, there's so many things that are going on, like cyberbullying, that really sometimes you wonder, was the internet something that was good, or was it something that really came by to change us as human beings for the worst? You know, because there were so many things that brought us together back then that now are bringing us apart. So going back to Ubuntu, I really strongly feel that all of these things that I've spoken about are really connected to Ubuntu. If we go back to Ubuntu, we really would be able to subtract all of these topics that I've touched on. Yes, I'm not saying that people were perfect back then. They probably had their own gossip ways, but let's forget about that. We're bringing in a new generation. Let us bring Ubuntu with a zest of care, a zest of knowledge, you know. I'm so glad I unpacked that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please don't forget to like and share the video, because these girl times really are actually good for me, and I think also good for you guys when you listen and actually now start engaging. And obviously there's a comment section down below whereby you can also go and engage and be like, Sihle, you didn't touch on this, and I feel this and this and this and this and this, whereby I can be like, you know what, that is true. Let's actually open up a space and speak about that. You know, this is what this is for. So thank you so much for watching, and hopefully next week we'll be dealing with another topic that is as interesting as this one. I really enjoyed doing research on this topic and really finding ways on how to present it in a way that will be very useful for you too. So don't forget to like and also comment and share the video if you can, and don't forget to subscribe, because hello baby, we need to keep on growing. We are growing very well, and I'm happy about that, but I also need you to also show me that love and support by just clicking that subscribe button. It also does motivate me to do more videos. So I will be seeing you guys next week Wednesday with more information and more topics that are interesting. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Mwah.